Hi Tom, great to see you again today. Progress you've made between today's meeting and the first meeting was fantastic. Here we see your top left at the first session hanging on to those angles from the top. So as you're coming in, as we said, that unit had shortened to 5 at the top and you're holding it 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, hanging on to that angle in the right arm for too long. As we get into that position, we can see now that the spine's angling back and that the line formed by the left arm excuse me, is bisecting your right hip. If we compare that to the position that you get into today, you can see that from the top 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, much more gradual releasing of that right side. The line formed by the left arm now is more towards your belt buckle, which it was on your rehearsal swings, and you can see a completely different angle here in the right arm compared to what we're seeing over here with the right arm. You've also got a much more upright spine angle as you're coming into the ball, which, considering on the left you're hitting a 5 or 6 iron and on the right you're hitting a driver, is a massive improvement. If that was like for like, 6 iron for 6 iron or driver for driver, you see an even more remarkable improvement. So taking those lines away, you can see a much better move into the golf ball, much earlier release, less of a hanging on to it as you're coming into it. The big problem now is the next move in. You can see here from the top that you do start to release that right side much earlier. You're coming into a much better position, but just as you approach this position here now, there's an attempt, there's a straightening up, there's a standing up, and what it is as you come through the ball, if we look at it again from face on, from the top, as the hands are moving away from the right shoulder and that right arm is expanding at the same rate that the hips are moving forward and unwinding. So you can see that at this point the hips are moving forward and unwinding. As we get to this position now, the hips are going to cease to move forward and just clear. Now what we've done in that first move is there now we've removed the need to flip. We don't need to do it anymore, and you can see as you pass through the golf ball there's much less use of the wrist through the hitting area than what we see here in your original footage that was taken in your first lesson. Much more substantial flipping of the wrists. Even with a short iron, you'd expect to see a bigger flip with a driver than you would with a short iron, but you can see the exact opposite. So good progress being made, but it's just stages really, Tom. You've got to learn what to do next. Much better position here. What we've got to now do is feel that the hips continue to move forward as the hips unwind. So as well as unwinding, they've got to move laterally. If we watch what happens here down the line, as the hips stop to move laterally and begin to unwind, what we're going to see, if you look at the bottom left, is through impact, the minute the hips start to clear and cease to move laterally, the club works left of your path, and that was the shot you were getting at the end of your lesson. As the hips unwind and stop moving laterally, you can see there that the club's coming nicely from the inside and then works quickly to the left as your hips clear and stop moving forward. So what we used as an image for you was this footage of Charlie Wee. Now obviously Charlie Wee works on the stack and tilt method. He's working really hard on trying to drive his hips forward further for longer. And obviously that's not the be all and end all, and I don't expect it to look as exaggerated as this, but it is a nice image for you to have. You can see there that the ball's back, the hands forward, that's something else we discussed, and then during the downswing the hips are continuously moving forward and his body is unwinding. And what that's going to do is that's going to keep the club working down his target line, working less to the left, and if anything working a little bit more to the away from him, out in front of him on the way through. That's going to enhance his draw spin. So what we've got to try and do between now and your next session, keep working on that releasing of the angles during the downswing, but then the next stage is to keep the hips moving forward for longer. So again, if we go through this stage by stage with Charlie Wee, we're going to see as he comes into his downswing, he's releasing that right side. You can see there that the left arm, we're on a bit of a funny angle there, but would actually be through his belt buckle, and then he's going to continue to move his hips forward during the hitting of the golf ball. The minute the hips stop moving forward, the club's going to work quickly left, and that's going to get your driver starting left to target. All in all, great improvements. I'm sure you're going to progress nicely through the winter. We've got to keep working at this, Lovely to chat with you after, and I'm sure we can work well in the coming months. Good luck with it, and see you